Hello, Dyeing the Tie members. This is Jeremy Mifflin, the creator of Dyeing the Tie, and I'm here with a new segment we have called Tutorials to Dye For, where you'll be able to catch all the new tutorials that I have coming on, especially my stitching tutorials that I promised everybody. I'm going to have a few basic beginner tutorials as well. Today is a beginner tutorial. There will be a three-part series in these beginning tutorials. The first tutorial today will be about what kind of materials you need to get started tie-dye. And it's very simple to get started in tie-dye. You need a little bit of money invested, not very much. And with a little bit of capital invested into tie-dyeing, you can make a very good profit at some point in time. Now, some people do tie-dye for just the art, some do it for the money. Others do it just as a hobby, every once in a while. But there are other people that do it for all three of those things, and I'm one of those people. So I like to tell you about every aspect of the business. So right now, I'm going to show you some of the things that you need to start tie-dyeing. First and foremost, you're going to need dye. Of course, tie-dye, you need dye. And everybody likes to go out to Walmart and get the red dyes or tulip dye kits. But if you really want to start out tie-dyeing, and you really want to start out good, you need Procion MX cold water dyes. And you can get those dyes from several places. I get my dyes from DharmaTrading.com. That is my favorite site. And they come in several sizes. This is a 1 pound size here, an 8-ounce size, and a 2-ounce size. And of course the prices of the dyes vary on what kind of dye it is and what size amount you get. And like I said, you can get all the dyes at DharmaTrading.com. There's also some other sites, Custom Colors, BestDyes.com. They also carry great dyes too. And when you go to start mixing your dyes, you're going to need a few pieces of equipment as well to do this. For one, you're always going to need protective equipment when you mix dyes. I cannot stress this enough. The powder is very toxic when inhaled, and it can lead to such things as COP and other lung diseases. COPD, excuse me. So you always need to wear a regulator of some kind when you mix your dyes. I got a 3M regulator. They're $19.99 from Home Depot, and they'll last you forever. And as you see, it does the trick. And it definitely does the trick. It will keep you from inhaling all of the powder and, like I said, possibly getting any lung diseases in the future. The other thing that you need that's good protective gear to have is gloves. I know a lot of people you see on the website have purple hands and blue hands or whatever. I like to look a little presentable in public, so I always wear my gloves. Okay. And to actually mix the dye, you're going to need a few tools also. The bottles, as you see here, they don't have a very big opening. So you're definitely going to need a funnel when you mix the dye. You're also going to need some measuring devices as well. You're going to need a teaspoon. I use just a regular plastic teaspoon. You can use whatever kind you want. And of course a measuring cup to measure out how much water and other types of chemicals you're going to need. And I also stress that you only use these objects of equipment for tie-dye only. Do not use them for food after you've done tie-dye with them. Okay. Now let's go to one of the next steps, which is preparation of the actual material, cotton material. As you see, this is a cotton shirt. It's a Gildan Ultra Cotton. You can get them from many places such as JiffyShirts.com, and there's a lot of other places you can get from if you just search the internet for blank cotton white t-shirts. You can also dye on hemp and linen and rayon, and you can dye silk with Procion MX dyes too. You just have to heat set it, and we'll discuss that in a later video. Okay, and to prep the shirts for dyeing, you're going to need soda ash. Soda ash is the miracle chemical that bonds the dye to the cellulose in the fibers of your natural fabrics such as cotton, hemp, or linen, or rayon. And this stuff, like I said, is essential to your dye sticking to your clothing. You can get soda ash from Pool Chemical Supply companies. You can get it from DharmaTrading.com, sells it. I myself use Arm & Hammer Super Washing Soda, which is a good alternate to that. I will discuss that too in a later video. I would go right now with just your plain soda ash from DharmaTrading.com or a Pool Supply company right now. Alright, and to get started tying your shirts, you're going to need a few pieces of equipment as well. You're going to need, of course, rubber bands, ties of all kinds. You need all kinds of ties and rubber bands. Trust me, buy a lot, because you're going to go through them eventually, especially if you get into mass producing tie-dye. You're also going to need sinews. Sinew is a magical tool for any tie-dye. It creates sharp white lines in any kind of design that you use it in. I love it for mandalas and other tie designs. And an advanced tutorial that I just told you all about, a stitching tutorial that I will be coming out with soon. You're going to need some kind of string and needles for that, and that's for an advanced stitcher such as myself. I'll show you some of my stitched materials in other videos when I come out with them shortly. And then some other devices that you'll need if you're going to be drawing designs on shirts, such as hearts, peace signs, smiley faces, which are some good beginner designs to start out with. You must get some washable markers. I just get Crayola washable markers from Art Supply Store. You can get them from anywhere. You can get them from Walgreens, your corner drugstore. A ruler to draw you get your lines with. And of course, a pair of scissors for cutting string, sinew, string off of the shirts. You can use it for several purposes in tie-dye. Alright, and last but not least, the supplies that you're going to love to use the most is when you start to dye. And that's the best part, of course, of tie-dyeing, is the actual dyeing and making colors and making creations and trying out new designs. You're going to need some kind of dye application, of course. And the tools for dye application that I use are, I have foam brushes. I use those for scrunches a lot. I also have your regular artist painter brushes, and those are used for whenever I do a face or any other kind of character dye. I will usually use this to apply the black lines on the outline. You have a syringe, and this is what I use for to detail dye any kind of pieces, smaller parts. I also use them to do like a DNA color scheme or something like that, so you can make an easy sharp line. And then of course there's bottles. You have all sorts of bottles, all sorts of sizes. There's your 16-ounce bottles, 8-ounce bottles, you have 1-ounce bottles. You have all kinds of different types of bottles that you can get and use to apply dye. And like I said, any way you can put the dye on the shirt, you know, just put it on the shirt. Just find some way to apply the dye. Okay, for now, this is going to be the end of this tutorial, but like I said, we're going to have 2 more parts. The second part is going to be how to mix your dyes and how to prepare your shirts for dyeing. And then the second part is going to be some beginner dyes that I recommend that people try first, like spirals and scrunches. So stay tuned for my next tutorial, which will be coming to you very soon. Thank you very much, and have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.